The internet has completely exploded with emotions as one of the most unexpected announcements just dropped, leaving millions speechless and fans across the world in tears of joy and disbelief. Before we dive into the full story, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because what you are about to hear will change everything you thought you knew about Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan. This is one of those stories that will go down in history, and trust me, you do not want to miss what comes next. It all began with a single post that appeared late last night on a fan page that most people assumed was spreading yet another rumor. But within minutes, insiders confirmed what nobody believed possible. Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan had been planning something quietly, away from the flashing lights and the noise of fame. For months, there were subtle signs, but fans brushed them aside as coincidence. Now, those same moments are being replayed everywhere, and suddenly everything makes sense. At a private villa surrounded by mountains and fog, the two were seen together just days before the news broke. Witnesses claimed the atmosphere felt surreal, quiet, and almost cinematic. Xiao Zhan was dressed in simple white while Yibo stood beside him in a calm, tailored suit that captured the glow of the afternoon sun. There was no crowd, no reporters, just the sound of soft laughter echoing from the terrace. They spoke in low tones, exchanging words no one could hear but everyone could feel. According to sources close to the production team of their last drama, they had grown inseparable even after filming ended. What started as admiration for each other's talent turned into a friendship that survived storms, controversies, and separations. Their bond deepened over time, hidden behind the screens, while fans kept sensing that something special was unfolding off camera. When asked about Yibo during an old interview, Xiao Zhan smiled in a way he rarely does, soft but full of meaning. That clip has now resurfaced and has been viewed millions of times within hours. The turning point came when Yibo released a cryptic message on his social media account 2 weeks ago. It read, "Some promises are made under the stars, and some are meant to last forever." At first, fans assumed it was just poetic reflection, but now it is being seen as a quiet declaration of love, a message meant for someone specific. A few days later, Xiao Zhan posted a photo of two intertwined hands resting on a piano, no caption, no explanation, just a feeling that spoke louder than words. The day of the wedding reportedly took place in total privacy. Only a handful of close friends and family were in attendance. The venue was decorated with gentle tones of ivory and gold, candles lining the path to an open archway where the two finally stood face to face. The ceremony was described as intimate, emotional, and deeply personal. It wasn't about publicity or fanfare but about peace and honesty. In that moment, they weren't actors or idols. They were two souls choosing each other in silence. Outside, fans gathered as whispers spread through online communities. Some cried, some laughed, some even refused to believe it until official statements surfaced. Then it happened. Both Yibo and Xiao Zhan's management teams released synchronized posts confirming the union, thanking fans for their support and understanding. Within an hour, the internet crashed in several regions due to the overwhelming wave of reactions. The hashtag containing their names topped global charts for 3 consecutive days, setting a record never before seen in C entertainment. But what truly melted hearts wasn't just the news itself. It was what followed. Yibo was spotted guiding Xiao Zhan gently through the crowd after the event, shielding him from cameras as if protecting something fragile yet priceless. It was a simple act that said everything. It wasn't performance. It wasn't pretense. It was love, pure and unguarded. Their fans, known for their loyalty and passion, have flooded social platforms with messages of support, artwork, videos, and heartfelt letters. Many said this moment healed them after years of waiting and wondering. Some even traveled long distances just to stand outside the rumored venue, hoping to feel a glimpse of that shared happiness. For others, it became more than celebrity news. It became proof that genuine connection can exist even in an industry built on illusion. Now, rumors swirl about what's next for the newly joined stars. Some believe they will take a short break to rest and reflect before returning to the screen together in a film that Yibo himself is rumored to direct. Others think they'll step away from the spotlight entirely for a while, choosing to live quietly, away from the chaos of fame. Either way, one thing is certain, their story has captured hearts in every corner of the world. If you've been following Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's journey from the beginning, you know this isn't just another headline. It's a reminder that behind the fame and the flashing cameras are real people with real emotions, chasing happiness in a world that rarely allows it. The story didn't end with the headlines, in fact, that was just the beginning. When the news broke that Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan were preparing for a private ceremony, the internet went into complete chaos. Fans across China and beyond couldn't believe it. Some thought it was just another publicity stunt, but then, something extraordinary happened. Photos began to leak. Not from paparazzi, but from people who seemed to have been there. The setting was breathtaking, a quiet coastal villa in Sanya, with white lilies lining the garden and the soft golden glow of sunset painting everything in a dreamlike hue. Guests arrived silently, their names unannounced, their faces hidden behind tinted sunglasses. Every step was guarded, every whisper controlled. No cameras, no reporters, just a circle of people who meant something real to them. Yibo was seen standing near the edge of the sea, his white suit perfectly pressed, his hands trembling slightly. Those who knew him said they had never seen him this nervous before. Xiao Zhan arrived moments later, dressed in black, elegant and calm, but his eyes told another story, one of deep emotion and unspoken promises. When they finally faced each other, the world seemed to stop breathing. The ceremony wasn't loud, it was gentle, almost poetic. Every vow was whispered with sincerity, every glance filled with memories only they understood. The guests watched in silence as tears rolled down their faces. It wasn't just a union of two stars, it was a reunion of two souls who had walked through storms together. But even as they exchanged vows, rumors outside the villa were spreading like wildfire. Some media outlets claimed that the entire ceremony was symbolic, a private act of friendship and loyalty rather than marriage. Others insisted it was legal, backed by documents that no one had yet seen. Their agencies refused to comment, leaving everyone trapped in the space between truth and fantasy. Hours after the ceremony, fans noticed that both Yibo and Xiao Zhan had updated their social media accounts, no captions, no explanations, just a single photo each. Yibo's showed a pair of intertwined hands, while Xiao Zhan's displayed two shadows standing side by side beneath a glowing sunset. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Some fans celebrated, calling it the most beautiful ending to a story that had been years in the making. Others demanded clarity, desperate to know if what they had witnessed was real or scripted. But what neither camp expected was what came next, a video. It appeared out of nowhere, only 2 minutes long, showing Yibo and Xiao Zhan walking down a narrow path surrounded by flowers. The laughter, the glances, the warmth between them, it was unmistakable. The clip ended with Xiao Zhan turning toward the camera and saying softly, "Sometimes the truth doesn't need words." From that moment on, everything changed. Their management teams went silent, interviews were cancelled, and both actors retreated from the spotlight. The world began to piece together fragments of what had truly happened, that this wasn't just about fame, or image, or even the industry. It was about finding peace in a world that constantly demanded perfection. Weeks later, fans discovered that both had donated large sums to youth arts foundations under a shared name, as if leaving a quiet message behind, one that spoke of unity, growth, and freedom. And perhaps that was the real story. Not whether it was a wedding or a promise, but the courage to stand together in front of the world, unafraid of what it might say. As the waves of speculation slowly calmed, one truth remained: Wang Yibo and Xiao Zhan's bond had become something bigger than the headlines, something timeless. And for millions of fans who had followed their journey from the beginning, this was more than just a love story. It was a moment of history that blurred the line between fiction and reality, reminding everyone that some connections are too real to ever fade. So if you've made it this far, don't forget to subscribe, because what's coming next might just change everything again. Rumor has it, a hidden video from that night still exists, one that could reveal the final piece of the puzzle. Stay tuned, because this story isn't over yet.